Here is another silver birch heart that I've made a couple of weeks ago. It's a smaller one than others that I've made in the past, so I'm going to do it a slightly different way. I'm not going to use as many hydrangeas. I'm not going to use hydrangeas as a base, as you might have seen in my other videos. I've been busy bunching up together, let's see, little tiny mini bunches, wiring them together. I don't know if you can see that very well. Like for instance, there's a little bunch wired up. I haven't trimmed the stems off yet to shorten them, but which I need to do. What I'm going to do is place them onto the wreath, and I'm going to start sort of at the top here, and I'm going to glue them sort of like so. I'll show you. First I'll sort of put one there, and then I'll put another one, say there, if you can see. So what I'll do is I'll place one on top of the wreath, and I'll put glue on it, and then I'll find another one and place that sort of nicely either side of whichever it looks best, again gluing it, and I'll work my way down to that point, and then I will start on this side and do the same again with all my different bunches, and then I'll put a final one here. I may put something in the top, I don't know yet, but we'll have to wait and see. It's just a case of wait and see how it goes. So I'll set the camera down and come back in a minute. Right, okay people, I've just been placing some of the bunches onto my wreath, and I haven't glued them on yet, and it's more finicky than what I thought. So what I'll do is I'll stick some of them on, take these off again in order, and I'll stick some on, and hopefully I will make a good job of it to start with. Right, I'm going to trim this firstly to start with. It's down there. I've got my glue gun down here. I'm going to put a bit of glue onto, oops, wait, that's gone on my nail now, onto the back of this, but also, can you see I'm just putting glue up there, and I'm putting a bit of glue up on here, and hopefully it'll stick. I can always go back later on and re-stick it if it hasn't stuck properly. So at the moment I'm just sticking it on, and with this way I'm going to have to hold it for quite a while to make sure that it's stuck and it's not moving, and also keep lifting off my wreath off the tablecloth. It's only a paper tablecloth, but keep taking it off so it doesn't stick and set. Right, now I've got this next piece which goes around there. So I've wired these up, look, as you can see. I don't know if you can see, but I've wired these little bundles up. I'm going to trim that again because it's a bit long. And put the bits down here and put some glue on the wreath, and also some glue on the back of the flowers and the stems if I can, just a little bit, a little covering, and then attempt to stick it on. This is why I don't normally do these kinds. I have done it where I've just used string and wound them all on, and I'm beginning to think maybe I should have done that, but I just wanted to make sure that they were well stuck on. So that's that done there. Then the next one is this one here. Again, it needs a little trim. just so it doesn't all stick out onto all over the place. So that can go that way, just putting a bit lower down. So I'll stick some glue on here, keeping my fingers out of the way. There we go. You see? And stick a little bit on there. There we go. Just taking care and enjoying it at the same time while I do it. Okay. And of course, when I've put all these on, I'm going to look at it then when it's all dried and trim it up and put on extra little bits where I need them. So there, this is another nice bunch that I've done. Put a bit of stuff on the thing. Oh, I didn't trim it. Let me just give it a little trim. Put some glue on the back. And let's see if I can get it on. Like that, so if you can see there, I'm sort of sticking it onto the branches, just some of the branches. If you just put a bit at the near the bottom of the bunch and some near the top, it's bound to stick to some of the bunches that you've already put on. So then we've got this little one here, which I could put in there, or I could put that in there. Now, which shall I do? Oh, it's complicated. It really does. These things aren't done, you know, as quickly as you can think they are. Oh, that's what I had. Right, so now, you know, it takes quite a bit of thinking about getting your colours in the right places, and the little sticky out bits, you know, the bits that are coming out at the sides, like the lavender. You want it to be pointing that way. I don't want it to point that way this time. I want it to point inwards. So I'm putting that there like that. Okay, because I've got this one, and this has got a few long pointy pieces which I'm going to have sticking out at this side. So this, I'll just shorten this one. I didn't shorten that one, so I'll shorten this one. It might look like I've left a few gaps and things, and I probably have, but it doesn't matter because I'll be filling gaps and things like that. So that's that. And if you can see any glue when it's dried and you can see, oh, there's bits of glue showing, then just stick a flower or a bit of greenery or something over it. See, those were two sort of small thin bunches, so I've sort of overlapped them, if you can see that. Whoops. Let's see. Stick them well together. And I can tell you now, they won't move, they won't budge. Once it's all set and dried, they won't actually move at all. I'll just move it down a little bit. That'll probably need me to put something under here for it to sit on, probably. So I'll probably get a bit of hydrangea or something and put that under there. In fact, I could actually, this is what happens, you see, you can change your mind before it's totally set. You can change your mind and pop something else in, because I have this at the side. I probably forgot to pick this one up, so this was probably the next one in line to go on. So it's just a case of, no it wasn't, that's the right way. Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, that's okay. Right, that's okay. Quite like the way these two roses are sitting like this together. I've covered my alum a little bit there, but that's no problem. Now I've got this one next, which I think will probably go here, unless I put this other yellow one here first and then the pink one there. Yeah, I might do that. So let's see if I can do that. Put a bit more glue. I know I'm using plenty of glue, but you need it. There we go. Now I'm going to hold that down for a bit. With the tip of my nails, I might add, because if I touched it with my skin, they might get a bit burnt, so it might burn me. So I'm just pressing it with my nails. I've got another wreath ring, heart ring, heart wreath that I might actually wind it on my string next time rather than doing the gluing, because you can easily unwind it again if you don't like it. So I'm going to put this one on. Put a bit more on there, using plenty of glue. And then when it's dried up, you can titivate and pull bits out. You know, really resort that, jig them a little bit so you can see the long bits and things. And do that. So yeah, I'll carry on doing this and see what you think. Oh my goodness. Believe me, I'm not kidding you when I tell you how much faffing I have done just to get to this stage. You probably can't see it very well. I'll take a photograph of it. It was really tricky. It's been a bit of a hard going getting all my some of these bunches on, and not all of them are in the places I wanted them to be. But I haven't finished it yet. I'm going to pick up this and I'm going to show you how far I've got. Oh, I haven't finished it yet. It's been hard work. I am not kidding. It's been a hard job to do. And somehow I've ended up with one of my roses that I haven't put in yet. So it's one of those things that develops as you go along. And I'm going to have a rest from it for now. And maybe come back, add a few more bits and bobs and come back later with a few photographs. Okay, so here I've got the finished product. I'm quite happy with it. It's I've had to add lots of bits and bobs to build it up around edges that were you know, where there was a few gaps, but in general, obviously that's what it needs. It just needed building up and making it look like it was a bunch of flowers on the wreath. So as you can see, I've put lots of helichrysums, roses, bunny tails. Look, these are helichrysums, these little small ones here, and there's some big ones as well. But it's roses and nigella. And I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, that's that finished.